Food deserts have become one of the strongest epidemics fighting African American urban areas. For those who don't know, a food desert is an urban area in which it is difficult to find good quality, fresh food. What the definition does not tell the audience is that not only do these areas lack supermarkets, but they also have fast food restaurants on each and every corner. In addition to fast food restaurants, there are corner stores that promote unhealthy eating and unhealthy eating habits in urban areas. If these areas were provided with multiple fresh food markets, they might decide to eat much healthier than they do. They may decide to cook their own food rather than going to fast food restaurants. They eat what is available in their community, but don't we all? No one is educating anyone on what it is to eat healthy, and this is a part of what a supermarket is. We all know that in supermarkets we get pamphlets, we see fresh foods, and even on the fresh food labels, whether we read them or not, they're promoting us to eat healthier. There are signs all over the supermarkets that would promote healthy eating. But imagine what it would be like if you didn't have a supermarket in your neighborhood, if you didn't even have the option to see those types of posters or have the option to look at those types of things that might promote healthy eating. This is not to say that if you had those things, you would eat healthier. It's just to say that it's a missed opportunity for these people because they don't get that type of education. As a result, people from urban areas are dying from more food-related diseases than any other type of community in the nation. I repeat, people of urban areas are dying from more food-related diseases than any other community across the nation. Food deserts need to be stopped. Everyone deserves the right to fresh food close by their home. You should not have to drive 100 miles or you should not have to drive 10 miles to get a fresh food grocery store in your neighborhood. So, I come from Chicago, Illinois, which is one of the most segregated cities in America. This summer, I decided to drive through the urban areas of African American communities, and what I found was heartbreaking. I found over 32 corner stores before I hit one supermarket in a 10-mile radius. So what that means is for every one supermarket, there was 32 corner stores, including fast food restaurants. This promotes all sorts of unhealthy eating. And it's not fair that these communities get to see more fast food restaurants and more corner stores just because they're urban areas. And one supermarket. I repeat, one supermarket. These corner stores do not promote, they don't sell the things that supermarkets sell. They don't promote fresh food. They don't promote those types of things. These corner stores are selling things like cigarettes, alcohol, chips, and soda, and things that kids especially will walk home, and instead of stopping and grabbing an apple, they'd stop and grab a bag of chips. In my area, we have exactly one supermarket within a 10-mile radius. Though my area is not as flustered with fast food restaurants and corner stores as the areas that I drove through, it is still ridiculous that we only have one in 10-mile radius. It's incredibly disheartening, and it's an example of why so many people in urban areas are struggling with diet-related diseases. We don't have the proper education to learn what it is to eat healthy, and we don't have the proper resources to eat healthy if we decide to. This is against humanity. People deserve the option to eat fresh food, and they deserve the right to be able to walk to it. They deserve the right to be educated by supermarkets on how to cook, how to eat better. Supermarkets provide so many resources for a better lifestyle and how to have one in your area. And these areas are just at an extreme disadvantage by not having that. So, now that you've learned a little bit about what a food desert is and about how tainting it is, so I'm pretty sure you're wondering, what can I do about this? I believe that people should increase their involvement in their communities. So many people across the nation have been noticing food deserts and starting protests and community gardens, education seminars to boycott fast food restaurants in those areas. These kinds of things and movements bring attention that we need and bring attention to the right people to get the right things into your community. So the first thing that you need to do is become more involved in your neighborhood. Be a staple. Be someone that walks around and informs the community on what it is that a food desert is if you are living in one. The next thing you can do is go out and vote, because vote for every single election. As Americans, we like to call our government a democracy, and we like to believe that everyone has a voice. And so your voice is voting. Vote for someone who believes in the things that you believe in. Vote for someone who believes that you deserve fresh food markets in your neighborhood. Elected officials have more power to get supermarkets and other food resources for people in urban areas than we actually think. Lastly, stay alert. Continue to advance your community. The slightest advancement can help. Pay attention to what's right in front of you. Read books, educate yourself, and then educate other individuals. Educated individuals make for educated choices. If you find that you're living in a food desert, educate yourself on more healthy eating and what you can do to get out of this situation, and find what it is that what types of steps you can take to live a healthier life despite the disheartening fact that you don't have the resources that other communities have. A movement like this could result in a community garden and then even a community fresh food store that you could sell your own food out of. Know that your biggest advocate for your community is you. If you want change, you have to be it. Thank you.